Welcome back to the Counting of the Omer. My name is Mike Sutcliffe. I'm one of the pastors here at Corner Fringe Ministries. Today is day 30, the gold that couldn't wait. Exodus 32, 2 through 4 reads, "And Aaron said to them, Tear off the gold rings which are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me. Then all the people tore off the gold rings which were in the ears and brought them to Aaron. And he took this from their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool and made it into a molten calf. And they said, This is your God, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt." The very gold that had been given by Yahweh, the gold the Egyptians poured out upon Israel as they left slavery, was now being shaped into an idol. A gift intended for worship was turned into rebellion. And notice the language. This is your God, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt. They credit a man-made image with what Yahweh alone had done. What a tragedy, but it's one we can relate to. So often we take the good things God has placed in our hands, resources, influence, relationships, creativity, and in our impatience or fear, we shape them into false hopes, forgetting where they come from and who they were meant to honor. The calf wasn't just about worship, it was about identity, comfort, and control, and it teaches us this. Even the gifts of God, when misused, can become golden idols. What do you do with the blessings God gives you? The gold wasn't the problem. It had been given for a holy purpose, to build a sanctuary where Yahweh would dwell. But when the people couldn't see God's plan unfolding quickly enough, they reshaped the gift into something they could control. We do this too. We take the things God gave us to glorify Him and use them instead to calm our fears, satisfy our pride, or fit our image of success. This is why the refining fire matters, because without it, we will always try to fashion idols out of what was meant for worship. God has poured treasures into your life, not just materially, but spiritually. But those treasures must be surrendered, not seized. And here's the grace. Even in this failure, God doesn't abandon His people. The story of the golden calf ends with discipline, yes, but also with intercession, renewal, and restoration. Because God isn't just refining your gifts, He's refining your heart to use them rightly. Yeshua was given everything, but never built a golden image of Himself. He gave it all back to the Father in obedience, humility, and perfect trust. This is our model. So take inventory. What has God placed in your hands, and what are you shaping it into? Let me ask you a question today. Are there gifts or blessings in your life that you've tried to shape for your own comfort or control? How can you surrender them back to their true purpose for worship? Let's pray together. Father, you have placed treasures in our lives, but we confess how easily we turn them toward selfish ends. Teach us to trust you with what you've given. Purify our hands and our heart. Yeshua, help us follow your example, surrendering all so that the Father might be glorified. Well, friends, thank you for joining me for today's Counting of the Omer. And if it was a blessing to you, please share it with a friend today. And I hope that you'll join me tomorrow for day 31.